What's going on? We back, we back, we back. Man, oh man, oh man. Um, yeah, I made a boo boo, y'all. I made a boo boo. I was supposed to, I was supposed to review these two videos, man. I was supposed to review these two videos, man, and I screwed the pooch. I messed up. I got on my damn soapbox, and I forgot that I was supposed to review these other two videos. So we back. But I think it's cool though because that video was cool to be right there by itself. Um, Peace, what's going on, Celia? Yeah, so yeah, I wanted to review this video. I've never seen it before. Excuse me, I've never seen it before. You said that was a fire live, man. I appreciate it, man. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, so let me go ahead and drop the link, which is customary. So if you guys want to check out the channel on where I'm getting this information from, you can see it in its entirety here. So there's two different channels. Excuse me, two different videos that I wanted to review. You can see the title there, New Study, ADOS and White Nationalism. And there's another video by Danny Haifong to where he has some great, a lot of black people that I respect in the community. Uh, David Houdien, Ajamu Baraka, and Margaret K. I really like Margaret K, man. She really be on her shit. You know what I'm saying? I listen to these people a lot, especially David too. If you on Twitter, you know you see these guys a lot. They always bring in good information. But I saw the majority of this video, but I didn't see this video at all. But I wanted to review it with you guys because this is kind of right up my alley. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a new study on ADOS and white nationalism. So I kind of wanted to check out. So, um, I forget this brother's name, but the channel is I Mix What I Like and What I Like I Mix. Um, yeah, this brother, he really be putting it down for real. I think y'all should really go check out his channel. He really be putting it down, man. You know what I'm saying? Conscious community, brother. Conscious community, brother. Talks 9 out of 10 videos is on black shit. I would consider this brother a part of the conscious community. Um, he really be puts it. He really be putting it down, man. You should definitely go check him out. Go subscribe to his channel and come back. And I guarantee you, if you look through his catalog, you're gonna find a bunch of dope videos that you could definitely be listening to while you cleaning the house or driving to work or driving from work or wherever the case may be. I really like his style, but I didn't listen to the video like at all. But I fuck with him so much that I know that he's gonna come with the real. You know what I'm saying? So let's just kind of get into it a little bit and see kind of what he's talking about.
This first, and those who are seeing this later, thanks and welcome to you, but maybe consider an adjustment to those life choices. That said, I think I have a very fun way of engaging with some of you, at least, what for me has become an increasingly fun way of learning about the physical universe, some debates in mostly Western philosophy, and an engagement of atheists against theists in the atheist debates community. And
Now, I didn't know he was talking about atheism. I'm gonna tell you right now, I did not know he was talking about atheism. When I tell you, I ain't watched none of this. I ain't watched none of this. If I watched like 15, 20 minutes, I'd tell you I did, but I ain't watched none of this.
I was watching a recent exchange, saw this clip that I'm going to share a little bit of with you, and it reminded me of another unfortunate.
And sometimes he does panel shows too, like on Saturdays and stuff like that. You guys should catch that because those be dope too.
area of necessary interest, which is in some sort of engagement with the reverse hashtag community, the backwards hashtag community, specifically ADOS. Around here, of course, we do SODA, Solidarity of Dispersed or Diaspora Africans. They, of course, focus on American descendants of slaves, but this fascinating overlap, which involves, as you'll see here, immigration, the very right-wing white supremacist conservative Center for Immigration Studies, and very retrograde, reactionary, ill-informed politics. So I'll show you a little bit of this recent exchange on a channel called The Line, featuring Matt Dillahunty, who is among one of the more popular figures in the atheist community, and his colleague here, the Godless Engineer.
Yeah, that's another good channel for. That's what Chris Harris need to go to. The Line. He need to go to that, and I forget that other atheist channel. He needs to go there so he can learn more of the atheist arguments, man. Definitely go there if you want to learn arguments. So yeah, it's atheist kindergarten, if you will.
And a call that they are taking from a theist, white nativist critic of immigration and immigrants. And then I'll show you a very new study about the ADOS community and the overlap that is unfortunately somewhat comical. And I will just preface it also to say, to preempt at least some of the criticism I know that comes with this, that if they get to have as the basis of their argument the very white supremacist settler colonial Center for Immigration Studies and the people and politics they represent, then why can't I lean on a couple of well-meaning and good liberal white atheist allies? All right, so here we go.
That's his name, Dr. Ball. Yeah. Yeah, that's him. That's what's up, man. It's always dope to share content to where people already know who they are. You know, he only got 9.2 thousand subscribers, man. But when I tell you, man, sometimes I'll be, cleaning the crib, washing dishes, listening to this brother, man. He's definitely dope. He's definitely dope. He always has something new, uh, and thought provoking, most certainly.
Go. The gentleman to, I guess, our left, facing the screen, the bald one in glasses, is Matt Dillahunty. Again, one of the more famous. He's debated Jordan Peterson. He used to work with the magician James Randi. He is a magician himself, and was at one point studying to be a pastor, and then became a critic, and has for the last 20 plus years been doing this kind of work. And his colleague here in the hat is the Godless Engineer, who is in fact a mythicist who has gone.
Yeah, I've been subscribed to their channels since I became an atheist, like almost 8 years ago, man. So, like I say, if you go check out The Line on YouTube, it's atheism kindergarten. If you a new atheist, like that's a beautiful place for you to go, because what happens is theists, they'll call and they'll make stupid arguments, as most theists will make, and they refute, rebut, and essentially get them the hell up out of there. So it's a really good place. Like I say, no disrespect to the brother Chris, but this is what he should be consuming. I forget the other atheist show. Damn, I forget the other atheist show. Well, Matt Dillahunty, he started The Line, but he came from another show, and he's still on there from time to time. It's called oh yeah, the Atheist Experience. That's what it is. The Atheist Experience. They used to go live like on Sundays and Wednesdays. I'm not sure of their schedule currently, but I listen. When I was a new atheist, man, I was listening to that shit all the time. They definitely helped me out a lot. Matt Dillahunty, uh, Godless Engineer. He definitely progressed in his atheism. He was terrible. Like I said, I'm still subscribed to his channel today. He was terrible at first, but he got a lot better. You know what I'm saying? And Me with Godless Engineer, I just don't like his cadence. It's like kind of slow or whatever. Whereas Matt Dillahunty is straight to the point. He's kind of like me, straight to the point, no nonsense. You know, he'll give a little so he could take a lot. But let's check it out.
And he and Matt don't agree on this, but that is Godless Engineer has gone into the world of mythicism, which is admittedly largely where I find myself moved by at least the argument and the evolving evidence that suggests that Jesus never even existed and is largely a figment of mythology attached to pre-existing oral histories. But that's just a little bit of background. They are in the middle of a call that we will pick up here just a little bit so we can hear some of the humor and around the debate where it's being picked up.
And let me say this: I don't know if they still do it now, but when they first started, the reason why Matt Dillahunty left the atheist experience is because he got so tired of the same calls for like 15 years, just having the same calls over and over and over. And it used to be called the hang up, to where if you called in and it was something just so regular, he would just hang the phone up and just go to the next person. So they changed it from the hang up to the line. So I remember all of that when I was, a younger atheist.
Appears that the theist caller is arguing the standard white supremacist line, the ill-informed line about immigrants and their impact on the economy and what they are and the claim that how much they're draining from the economy. I'm not going to get into the details around that. Maybe we'll come back and talk about that another time, but suffice it to say that the claim that immigrants are coming here and destroying the economy and hurting people, this will come up actually a little bit later, that are taking jobs from black or white workers is just mythological, but part of the
It's extremely mythological on every level, every sense of the word. And it's unfortunate because black people heard Donald Trump say, "Oh, they're taking black jobs," and then ignorant black people took that to mean like, yeah, they're actually taking our jobs. So he was just kind of scalping to get votes, which he did from ignorant black people. But let's go.
the white supremacist settler colonial capitalist mythological narrative to pit people against one another and forever prevent people from raising the question about, well, who is doing the hiring and who owns the economy and who is setting the policy that is creating situations economically and otherwise where people would want to feel it or feel it necessary to come here, who is setting the policy and the arrangements for their transportation, so-called legally or not, and then again, of course, doing the hiring and most of the benefit and benefiting the most from that labor. Instead of getting into that, which would force folks to target a white ruling elite, it's much more easy to pick on those in similar levels of struggle. But okay, enough of the preamble. Let's get into pick up.
Right, and let me just say this before he gets into it. The reason for that is because with white people, especially poor white people, they need a them. Like to activate poor white people, you just have to show them a them. And for a long period of time, the them was black people. Now the them is immigrants. So this is kind of where their hate has been attributed to.
Where this conversation is and have a little bit of fun.
Since you would rather wipe your ass with the Constitution and not provide all peoples inside the United States with due process, we could just admit that you don't care about the Constitution. But we could talk about numbers if you wanted to. I'm an engineer, so I love numbers. How much in taxes have undocumented immigrants contributed? Usually annually.
Well, they pay billions in income tax, but they don't pay a lot of other taxes.
$11 billion in taxes annually, which is not. I don't know what you mean by that.
So $11 billion is something to sneeze at. Like, it's just $11 billion, but they don't pay any other taxes. $11 billion is a lot of money, bruh. A lot of money. We give that to the likes of Israel to kill children in Gaza. Like, what are we talking about? We give a lot of money to these other countries to do horrific things to children. So 11 billion is nothing to sneeze at.
Because it's $11 billion in taxes, both federal and state and city taxes. So it's like taxes at all levels. They contribute $11 billion to it. What do you think? Where do you think they're being a drain on the American economy?
All right, and I got to add here that prior to this part of the discussion, the caller has been arguing that one of the ways to determine whether the federal government is justified in deporting people, regardless of any form of due process, is their ability to speak the English language. And this was what he offered up previously as a method or a standard by which one could be judged to be here legally and worthy of not being deported, even again without.
And Yame, you just said like that should be the key to the lock to open everything up.
Says, what about the corporations that hire them?
Right, that's the thing, because when you say, okay, well, there's a problem with, illegals, undocumented people being here, they never ask the question of, okay, well, how do we prosecute these companies that are actually hiring these people? They never ask that question. They never asked that question, because if they were to broach or engage in that conversation, then you know what that would mean? Then that would mean that they would be staring right in the face of capitalism, and they would have to deal with capitalism. But they don't want to deal with capitalism. They don't. Because why are we not attempting to shame, tear down these companies that are bringing these people over, who you, as a racist particular person, and it's not even white people, just a racist person, if you're this racist person, why are you not attempting to broach the topic of why don't we have an issue with the corporations, the companies that are hiring these people? Why we don't have a problem with them? How is it that they're able to produce $11 billion in taxes? How is that a case? But see, what they have to do is they have to point it at the man, the physical being, instead of the bullshit paper figure, which is the corporations. And they never want to do that, because the moment you do that, you find your problem. But they don't want to eliminate the actual problem
without any sort of due process. So it's important to add that little bit of again, context before I move on. All right.
National Academy's estimate of immigrants' net fiscal impact by education level, we estimate that the lifetime fiscal drain for each illegal immigrant is about $68,000. Although this estimate comes with some caveats, so I don't know every detail, but that's what they
Well, see, let me just say this really quick, and I don't know if they're going to say this because I didn't see it, but this is how we know that this is BS. Because illegal immigrants, this is what we know to be a fact. They can't get food stamps. They can't get housing vouchers. They can't get these things. So they're just paying out the ass from what they make. And this is why that I think it's like, what is it, like 7 out of 10 of them are more willing to start a business. People that come from abroad, they're more willing to start a business. You want to know why 7 out of 10 of foreign-born people are more willing to start a business? It's because they have to. This is why they'll open up a little cart selling hot dogs, or open up a cart selling Doritos, burritos, and whatever the hell. It's because they have to. So when stupid FBA people are saying, well, they come over here and they come off of the backs of us. No, why do they open up these? Because, see, stupid black people think that, the government is giving these people things. The government actually isn't. They can't get Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps. They can't get these things. So they have to work harder so they can pay for these things. This is why they're more 7-3 willing to open up a business. This is why they will open up a business, because they can't get these things that we can get.
Some caveats. Oh, that's
okay.
That's college level English right there.
Caveats? Is he trying to say caveats?
Caveats.
Okay.
You're a bad motherfucker there. He's got some caveats for you.
So I can. But at the end of the day, it's $68,000. All
right, so obviously he can't pronounce the word caveat and doesn't even understand what he's reading. But in a moment, we're going to get to what it is he's actually reading, and this is where some of that overlap I mentioned at the beginning comes into play. But I couldn't help but I just thought that was perfect. Again, after saying how important it was to him that the English language be spoken correctly. Even acknowledging, as Matt does at one point, that caveat technically is brought into the English language from, I don't know, French or something. But the point is that if all right, you know, it's pretty clear. Yeah.
Net drain per illegal immigrant, including the taxes they pay.
And where so you're just saying that
I can
like
read some
He's reading it.
specifics.
yeah, so yeah, if you can give me specifics, like what specifically are the undocumented people's like getting, because like undocumented people can't like get tax returns or you know returns on their taxes or anything like that. They essentially work and they pay into the system and they're unable to get you know any kind of money out of the system. You know, undocumented people usually can't like do get Medicaid or anything like that.
Yeah, and as I pointed out just the other day, they also contribute to the GDP by just through consumption, and Coca-Cola, and as we pointed out, and other companies are noting a drop in sales, and local businesses that obviously depend on their consumption suffer as well. So this idea that this is just a one-way drain on the resources of this country is absurd. And of course, when people start to look at, well, what percentage of the federal budget goes to social services and the so-called
well, you can look at where the budget goes for social services, but it doesn't go for these people wholly. It doesn't go to these people. So they're not a drain on the system. They add tremendously more than they take away. Because they can't get the food stamps, they can't get the Medicare, they can't get Section 8 of public housing. They can't get these things because they're undocumented. In order to get these things, you have to be documented, and they can't get these things. This is why you will see 10, 11 of them living in a house, because one person is documented to where they can get the home, and then the rest of them are up in that motherfucker. Like it's just racism, man. That's all it is.
Safety net. It's a paltry handful of a percentage or a few percentage points. And then if you, which they don't get into here, but if you start to look at all the studies over the years, I remember in the 90s it was being reported that at the time about $600 billion a year is lost to the tax base because the richest people in the country put their money overseas and don't find ways to not pay taxes. The biggest companies don't pay taxes, find loopholes, and so on and so forth.
And it's ballooned even much more now. Because see, this is why like capitalism and trickle down economics, neoliberalism, the shit doesn't work. It doesn't work because this is what Reagan told us. He said, "Okay, we're gonna produce tax cuts to where we give more. We're gonna give more money to the corporations to where then what they can do is trickle down economics to where since the companies are saving more money, they can now give that money that they saved to their employees and their workers. But guess what? That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Neoliberalism, capitalism has been an utter failure. And this is why these people do not want to deal with the topic. They don't want to deal with the topic. They want to attack illegals. Okay, well, who are hiring these people? Why is Coca-Cola not in an uproar and saying, hey, get these people out of here? Because you know why? These people are the ones that are buying their wares and selling them on the streets. This is why. This is why when you see these farmers in Idaho, Iowa, all of this other kind of shit, these people are losing their workers. Why? Because these people are getting swept up and sent over to some kind of stupid max prison in El Salvador, places where these people aren't even from. You can have a person that's from Guatemala, but they're being swept up and sent over to a goddamn max security prison in El Salvador. Why? And black people are so dumb. We're feeding into this whole narrative. We're feeding into it.
Forth. So if you really want to talk about who's draining the economy, it would be them, not these so-called illegal immigrants. But
there's a lot of different ways in which they do pay taxes, like state and city taxes are paid whenever they purchase items. and then federal taxes. You know, they some on undocumented people, they what they'll do is they'll get like a business. You know, they'll start a business, which it's actually one of the largest. Let's see. According to my research here, many undocumented immigrants are business owners who create jobs and contribute to the economy. So, I mean, they create businesses. They use the 10 for the business in order to pay their taxes.
And unlike anything being sold through the black capitalist form of this mythology, those small businesses are not being said to be what is going to bring parity and revolutionary change to those communities. It's those, they're basically forms of survival programs and remittance package plans back to their home countries. So it's not this.
God damn it! I couldn't have put it better myself. I couldn't have put it. See, he's an educated brother, so he could use those words and put them together. When I put them together, it's gonna sound like some nigga shit, but I hope you get the point. But there is no better way than how he just said that. I want to make that clear.
This idea that, again, the small business world is the avenue to freedom is ridiculous.
Please go ahead.
In addition to consuming welfare.
Well, let me add this. I gotta add this because, you know, this is the shit niggas like to talk about. Oh man, well, let's make money. Let's start a business. This and that. No, starting a business or trying to engage in this stupid shit called black capitalism is not going to free anybody. If anything, it's gonna make you better, to where you could be a Oprah, you could be a Bill Cosby, like, but it's not going to do anything for the black community, because what you have to do is you have to pillage the black community for you to gain your wealth. So it's not helping anybody. It's like, come on, it's not ground up. You're just doing the same thing that white people do, except you're doing it with black people inviting the vampire into their home. Whereas with white people, we may have a little bit of, I don't know if we should do that, but when it's a black person, we just let you right on in and just let you take everything from us. So no, having a small business and that whole buy black shit is garbage. It's not real. It's bullshit. Any stupid nigga in the conscious community telling you to buy black and all of that, that's not real. That's just capitalism wrapped in a black face, destined you for failure. That's all it is.
Illegal immigration makes significant use of public education. It's estimated that illegal immigrants in public schools created $68.1 billion in costs in 2019, which is more than they pay into in federal income tax, more than they pay into in Social Security and Medicaid, more than they pay into it with income tax, I believe.
Should we do the math on how much Tim contributes and uses?
I mean, Tim, undocumented persons also use roads. Are you going to like somehow figure up a monetary value for that and also attribute that to them?
Probably.
Like, yeah. I mean, I get it. Undocumented kids go to school, and you really fucking hate it when undocumented little Mexicans go to school. I get it. I like how you didn't deny that.
What do you? The numbers altogether say that there's a fiscal drain on the tax base. How is that fair to American people?
All right, but here we go. This is all right. All fun aside, link to the whole thing is in the show description if you want to follow up and see more about this. But this is where, for me, sort of my ears perked up again when I was watching this originally and thought of this overlap that I mentioned again at the beginning. Here we go.
I'm wondering where did you say that you're getting this information from? That you're reading off of your script there?
I'm reading this from the, hold on a second.
Your anti-immigrant script.
The House Budgetary Committee, I believe. This is a title.
Journal of
The Impact of Illegal Immigration on Social Services.
This sounds like anything that Sister Naftali or any of these goofballs would produce. Bullshit. Just straight garbage. Listen, I'm telling you, bro, straight garbage. None of this shit is real. None of it.
by the Director of Research for the Center of Immigration Studies.
You're a great researcher.
Message.
All right, so I remembered Center for Immigration Studies. It's been around for a long time, very right-wing conservative white nationalist organization that reemerged sort of on my radar during the backs and forth with the ADOS community, and in learning how their argument and then their direct political ties overlap with the Center for Immigration Studies.
With all what he just said, what he's trying to say is a pseudo dies at their source. Just, that's really what he's trying to say. But let's go. Let's go.
And part of what I've been arguing is that just like with black capitalism and buying power and otherwise, these are very white conservative ideas, values, narratives, perspectives, ideologies.
Oh, I got to pause that just real quick. I hate to cut it off. But I remember that argument that used to be made in the 2000s. Man, if black people were to put all of their buying power together, we would be the 13th strongest nation. Remember that talking point? This was back in the 2000s. Niggas don't use it as much anymore. So if you haven't been around the conscious community for that long, you probably don't know it. But this is what niggas used to say. Man, if black people put all their buying power together, we would be the 13th richest country on earth. We would have the 13th highest GDP. I remember that fucking stupid ass talking point. I'm glad he brought that up because I totally forgot about that garbage.
Carried through, distilled through, wrapped in blackness, discussion of the black experience, just in recontextualized as being part of a black liberation struggle. And we see the same thing happening with ADOS, where, as I'll show you in a minute with this new report or a new study, that as I've been arguing for a long time, they're carrying this very white conservative argument, again, wrapped in the language of black freedom. So as Dillahunty and the Godless Engineer did, I just quickly went and revisited the claims in this case from the Southern Poverty Law Center. Again, I understand that there's a lot of contradiction here. I'm not arguing that the SPLC is the gold standard for judging the politics of any group. I just thought it was interesting that from their perspective, this anti-immigration organization, the Center for Immigration Studies, founded by John Tanton in 1985 in Washington, D.C., figures somewhat prominently in the concerns of folks like the Southern Poverty Law Center and others who note the very white supremacist, nativist language, xenophobic language, some called white nationalist and anti-Semitic language, that has led the Southern Poverty Law Center to label CIS as an anti-immigrant hate group. And I'll link to this so you can read it more yourself, but the argument here is that the Center for Immigration Studies is wrong about all the facts and issues. They misrepresent the criminality and the impact on the U.S. economy, as we just heard in that discussion, of immigrants. And of course, they take attention away from...
Nyum Ubuntu says, Yvette Carnell is a white nationalist in blackface.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. While I can agree more with ADOS than I can with FBA, there is no doubt about it that that ADOS is just as that they parrot the same talking points that white nationalist does. There is no question about it. There's no question about it. There's no doubt they do it. Now, I can say that for Yvette Carnell, but I can't really say that for the brother Antonio Moore. I can't say that for him. And I think that's why we see somewhat of a split. Because I think that they've split, but they haven't made it known that they split. Because Antonio Moore, he'll be like, yeah, I'm a part of ADOS, da 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 da. But he deals with black topics. If you look through his catalog of videos, he deals with black topics. Whereas Yvette Carnell, she will allow those white nationalist talking points to overcome her. Whereas Antonio Moore, you could tell that there has been a split uh, meaningfully in around 2022, 2023, and you've seen them go their separate ways. But Antonio Moore, he still kind of associates himself with it because he was, a part of, he was one of the progenitors of it. But I do see a split because when I listen to Antonio Moore, well, let me put it like this: I listen to Tone Talks way more than I listen to Yvette Carnell because her shit is straight, not straight, but it's a lot of white talking points in there. But when I listen to Antonio Moore and Tone Talks, his shit, he really dealing with black people and shit we actually dealing with. She would throw in some bullshit quick, fast, in a hurry. You gotta watch her. She's really crafty about hers, whereas Tariq Nasheed, he's not crafty at all. He's just your blanket racist. Like he's it's very easy to suss out with Tariq.
From the white ruling elite and the capitalist class and the settler colonial white nationalists who actually benefit the most from the labor exploitation and the infighting among oppressed and variously colonized and oppressed groups of people. It says
And that's another reason why I fuck with Dr. Ball because he is a socialist, so you already know. If you're a socialist, you already have a spot in my heart for you already. But if you get on some bullshit, I will get you the fuck out of there.
Here, more recently, CIS has been in the headlines for its connections to former Trump administration advisor Stephen Miller, a man who in college collaborated with white nationalist Richard Spencer to bring another white nationalist, Peter Brimelow, onto campus for a debate on immigration. So, and then you can just read, you could just read all of the kinds of language about, immigrants coming here, doing this, doing that, taking advantage of this, advantage of that. They in their white nationalism revisited papers, so you can get the full history here. But the point is, again, from their perspective, this is they will not replace us people. This is the white America. America is a white country only type of thing, and the only immigrants that are allowed are the Europeans that came here to conquer and colonize and enslave and set up this country in the first place. Everybody else is late and unwelcome. So in a quick search, just to see, to re-jog my memory on this, my methodology is limited here. So I just Googled Center for Immigration Studies and ADOS. And one of the first things that came up was this paper that came out just this year in the European Journal of American Studies. I looked into it a little bit. It seems like this is in sort of it says open edition journal. I don't get the idea that this is a highly, in terms of academic standards, I don't get the idea that this is a peer review journal or something that is particularly rigorous in determining what is accepted for publication. So I'm acknowledging that, and I'm also acknowledging that it feeds my own biased view of the reverse hashtag community and their politics and supports the experience that I've had as well. So just want to be clear about the biases, and the link is in the show description. You can review the study on your own and vet it as you like, and vet my own argument or analysis of it as you like as well. All right, that said, it's published by Annetta Debiska, The ADOS Movement, Policing the Boundaries of Lineage. Again, not reading the entire thing, I'll leave that to you if you like, but to go through just a little bit of it. What I found fascinating here is some of the overlap in, as I said, the discussion on the Atheist Debates channel and my own engagement with the reverse hashtag. But as the author here says, using the American descendants of slavery ADOS movement as a case study, I will show that foregrounding lineage to build political power behind the reparations for slavery movement creates intra-racial resentment, which weakens racialized unity and solidarity.
God damn it, that's a motherfucking bomb. I wish I had a bomb, bro. I wish I had a bomb. Because this is exactly what Tariq Nasheed is doing with FBA, and this is what Yvette Carnell is doing with ADOS. Using American descendants of slaves, ADOS, or FBA, as a case study, you can show that foregrounding lineage to build political power behind the reparations for slavery movements creates intra-racial resentment, which weakens racialized unity and solidarity. It just does. It just does. It's not to say that, hey, you know what, American born black people shouldn't get reparations. It's not saying that. What it says is when you put this in the foreground, when you lead with this to where this is your ultimatum, these are your non-negotiables, and you put that in the front to where, like, I can't be cool with you unless you're okay with this, it totally stifles anything that black people around the globe want to do. It totally stifles everything. And the stupid FBA niggas, the dumb ADOS niggas, they don't get this. They do not get it. Because what happens is when you have an ADOS or you have an FBA person, what they'll do is they'll put their FBA or their ADOS in front of blackness. So then you have to ask the question, okay, well, what happens once you get your reparations? You know what you're going to do once you get your reparations? You're going to put your reparations in the face of these other people. You're going to put your reparations in the face of these other people, which is going to cause more resentment, which is going to cause more racialized problems that we have with each other. This is what you're going to do. They want to say, "Oh man, well, hold your own nuts. Well, we don't care about what y'all doing." Why do you not care about what other black people are doing in Europe? Why do you not care what other black people are doing in Africa? Why do you not care what other black people are doing in South America? And the thing that you're leading with is your reparations. That is going to cause intraracial resentment. Because what you're saying is, I don't give a fuck what happens to you as long as I get my reparations, and then I'll think about you. Well, I'm gonna look at, listen, if anybody from anywhere came to me talking that way as a black American, I'm gonna be like, what are you talking about that you don't care about me? That reparations is the only thing that you care about. Reparations should be something that's secondary to the unification. That should be secondary to the unification. It should be primary when you're dealing with white folk. It should not be primary when you're talking to other black people. It shouldn't be primary when you're talking to other black people. You don't give a damn about what they doing as long as you get your reparations. What? How do you talk to other black people that way? They didn't enslave you. How is that the order of the conversation? Oh, well, I can't date this woman because she's this or she's that. Come on, man, stop the games.
So that is the baseline thesis of this paper, and I agree with it. That foregrounding lineage to build political power behind reparations for slavery creates intra-racial resentment and weakens racialized unity and solidarity. The tactic of wedding one's entire project for repair to an appeal to the very people who benefit from the history and have benefited from the history.
Ubuntu says, Yvette Carnell actually worked for a white nationalist organization before she started Asus. She was trained by that think tank.
Damn, I didn't know that, bro. I did not know that. Thank you for the information. I really do appreciate that. Damn.
Of creating that damage is, I think, just tactically flawed. The strategy, in talking about the strategy, and I think the author here does a fair job of summarizing the history of this movement and its politics. But however, the strategy comes at the cost of normalizing, that is, as I just said, wedding oneself to the settler colony. The strategy comes at the cost of normalizing anger and hostility as modes of political engagement. ADOS leaders and followers heavily rely on xenophobic attitudes and anti-immigrant rhetoric to oppose the perceived loss of economic opportunity, social status, and political power vis-a-vis migrant groups. So again, I agree with this argument. and to the extent that they're correct, to the extent that anyone is using anti-immigrant rhetoric to make the point that
You have to agree with it because this describes these movements. It describes these movements. You can take ADOS or FBA, but you can say ADOS, FBA leaders and followers heavily rely on xenophobic attitudes and anti-immigrant rhetoric to oppose the perceived loss of economic opportunity, social status, and political power vis-a-vis migrant groups. Now, guess who also feels the exact same way? The exact same way. White people. They feel the exact same way when they're talking about migrants. But see, white people look at it on a different level. They look at it on a different level. So, white people may be against the Indians that are coming over here and saying, damn, man, I don't want to compete with these people. I just want to be white in America. Why the fuck I just can't be white in America and just get what, my ancestors fought for? This is the same, but the difference is with black people, the ADOS and the FBAs, they're saying the same shit. But instead, niggas ain't even got these motherfucking high-level jobs that Elon Musk is trying to give out. Niggas ain't even got these goddamn jobs. White people look at it like, man, we don't want these immigrants coming over here that we may have to compete with or none of this shit. Black people are sitting here talking about competition with fucking jobs at goddamn McDonald's and fucking Burger King. This is what they're talking about. Like, black people are on the fucking... Bro, we're on the bottom, bro. We're on the bottom. When Donald Trump says this garbage, they're taking black jobs. That's a dog whistle to talk to black people. But white people ain't hearing that stupid shit, man. These poor motherfuckers ain't taking my job. They're not taking my job. But there's another group of immigrants that are taking their jobs. Or how they perceive it to be. There's another group of immigrants. It's the motherfucking East Indians that are coming over here that they don't want to compete with. And, truthfully, these corporations, they understand it and they say, you know what? Why would we pay a white person $150,000 a year when we could just get a person on a East Indian on a H-1B visa and we could just pay them $50,000 a year. And if this person ever acts up and doesn't want to take the money we're giving them, guess what? Guess what happens to that person, that East Indian person or that Chinese person or whatever the case? If once they stop working, guess where they go back to? They go back to where the fuck they came. So white people are looking at this shit like, damn, I could be working this job, getting paid $150,000, but they rather pay an East Indian $50,000 to do my same goddamn job. Come on now.
That their own conditions should be improved or be addressed first or primarily, or that the interest.
I'm definitely gonna look that up, bro. Appreciate that, Inyame. I'm definitely gonna look that up.
In this case of black people in the United States are being hampered by immigrants, so-called legal or otherwise, is missing all of the points about the how the economy works, the maldistribution of the wealth created, and suggests that we should be
right. Elon Musk said, oh man, yeah, there's nothing wrong with H-1B visas and us bringing over. No. Elon Musk fired like 5,000 motherfuckers. After he fired those people, he petitioned the government to get 5,000 H-1B visas. So white motherfuckers are so dumb. They're so dumb that they don't want to confront capitalism. They don't want to confront capitalism. This is what Elon Musk is engaging in capitalism. These motherfuckers want socialism. They want communism. Every time these white people sit back and they have issues with capitalism. You know what they do? They complain about it, complain about it, complain about it. But when you try to explain to them what socialism is, they don't want it. Over and over and over, they will complain about capitalism, how they're being screwed, how they're being fucked over. But they do not want to engage in socialism. So this is what the fuck you get. You deserve this. This is what they want. This is what they want. Yeah, you gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm usually cool. I'm usually cool with people saying whatever they want to say, but nah, Big Cheese, you can never say that stupid shit. That Trump and MAGA is doing a great job. Yeah, you can get the fuck out of here. Uh, hope I hope voyeurs are. I hope voyeurs are. I hope voyeur. God damn, hold on. I hope you enjoy being a fucking viewer, because voyeurs is not your shit. It's not. It's not. It's gonna have to be a thing. Voyeurism. It's gonna have to be a thing because you won't type in this comment section no more. Nah, Trump is a piece of fucking garbage, and you have to understand that. So goodbye. I'm sorry. I don't have. I don't have any. Uh, and I struggle with this. But I do not have any love for Trump voters. I just don't. I just don't. I understand that we should talk to these people and we should converse with these people, but saying shit like that, nah. You just gotta go away, bro. You have to go the fuck away. So, voyeurism, I hope you enjoy it, because that's all the fuck you're gonna be relegated to when it comes to this channel. Or go ahead and make a new joint. Go ahead and make a new joint and come over. Come back. We'll just block that too.
Pitting ourselves against these relatively powerless and resourceless groups of people to achieve something better for Black America, as opposed to just saying redistribute the wealth that only the ruling elite seem to be sitting on, and then we'd be good. Let's start there. Let's start. Okay.
But they don't want to start there, because every time you reach them to teach them about communism or socialism, they've been so fucking taught to hate this shit that they don't want to fuck with it. So they'll sit there and tell you about how the system is messed up, but when you tell them, okay, well, we can actually do something about it, and it's called socialism, they automatically can see. America has done such a good job. Not only mind fucking its own people, but mind fucking people all across the globe. Because people will say, well, why do people come to America if, the country is so bad? No, they don't know the country is so bad. They don't know that this is a dying empire. They have no fucking idea. Because the country where they come from, America has fucked this shit up. So when they see the Coca-Colas, when they see the McDonald's, when they see all of this stuff, they think, oh man, this must be the place to be. But then they get here, and you know where they find themselves? It used to be they would work a cab for fucking 30, 40 years. But now today, it's worse. These motherfuckers work DoorDash. It is worse. These motherfuckers, they'll work DoorDash, what's the other shit? Grab a Hut, whatever the fuck. They'll do all of that other shit. And then these motherfuckers, bro, I remember these motherfuckers was giving out cars, right? And these shits had like 60% interest. Like straight predatory shit. and the government did nothing about it. Just allowed these people to get into these loans, no different than what they was doing to people in 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, which caused the fucking 2008 crash. They motherfucking allowed these people to do it. They allowed these people to do it. To where you put these people in these motherfucking cars, gave them these 60. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. You want to know what DoorDash and all that other shit is? That's modern day sharecropping. It's modern day sharecropping. You don't own. You do not own the utensils. You don't listen. What was sharecropping back in the day? You didn't own the fucking utensils. But what you had to do is they would give you the utensils to work for, and they would tell you that the more you work, you would be able to buy yourself out of the rut. But you were never able to buy yourself out of it. This is what DoorDash and whatever the motherfucking companies is. They do the same thing. You can never escape that shit. You can never escape it. What's the other one called? It's DoorDash and oh yeah, Uber Eats. Uber Eats. You can never escape that shit. The moment you start working for Uber Eats, nigga, you can never stop. You can never stop. Because you gotta keep working. Don't let them give you a loan of like $1,000 to start your business. Nigga, that shit has like a 60% loan on that motherfucker. How the fuck do you pay off 60% on a loan? Nigga, it's not meant to be paid off. It's modern day slavery. It's techno feudalism. It's not meant for you to get the fuck from out up under that shit. It's not meant for you to do that. It's meant for you to stay exactly where the fuck you are, be a good little motherfucking slave, because they can't put you in chains unless you break a law. So instead, they have you sign your fucking rights away, and then now you done came over here from Ghana, you done came over here from Europe or wherever the fuck, and you thought, oh, I'm gonna come to America and everything is gonna be great. But instead, what you find out is you don't got no motherfucking healthcare. Where you came from, you actually had free healthcare. You ain't got no motherfucking dental insurance. Where you came from, you actually had free dental insurance. You gotta pay for all of this shit. Stupid motherfuckers in Canada be like, well, man, I got a root canal. I got to wait 2 weeks to get a root canal. But if I was in America, I could just pay $1,000 and jump the line. Well, bitch, who the fuck is jumping the line when everybody broke? Who's jumping the goddamn line when you working for Uber Eats and whatever the fuck? Nigga, you ain't jumping no line. You better off getting you some goddamn Therasol or whatever the fuck it's called to put on your goddamn tooth or tongue and tough that shit the fuck out. So you ain't got to deal with a goddamn $2,000-$3,000 bill when this shit is said and done. In America, nigga, if you sprang a motherfucking ankle and you called a goddamn, what's the name? Nigga, guess what? That ambulance ride, nigga, that shit $2,000-$3,000. Deal with it. No forgiveness. Now you can't even get you a motherfucking apartment, nigga, because you took an ambulance ride because you was bullshitting playing basketball with some niggas. Because you got some shit on your motherfucking credit that you ain't paid off. You can't even get a motherfucking apartment. Some goddamn shoe-sized apartment in motherfucking New York City or wherever the fuck. You can't even get it. Why? Because you fucked up. According to them. Here, let me get to this other video. Because this brother, man, I'm gonna tell you, he said something so profound that I never thought about. He said something so profound that I never thought about, and what it did for me personally, that I'm gonna share with you guys. It gave me all the more reason to leave fucking America, bro. I'm gonna hold my thoughts, but I'm gonna play it.
of the rise of figures like Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso, and really leaders all across the African continent that are.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. You niggas need to check out Danny Hyphon. Fuck the 480,000 subscribers, all of that shit. Fuck all of that. This motherfucker has some good goddamn content. I'm telling you right now. Check out Danny Hyphon. This dude has good content, bro. He has really good content. I'm just telling you right now. Don't be late to the party, but let's go.
Especially in the Sahel region, that are moving towards sovereignty, because the United States in particular has been sounding a particular kind of alarm. I don't know if you've noticed this, David, but especially when it comes to the United States, they are very worried about, for example, China and Russia and how they are destabilizing Africa. And we saw during the...
Let me rewind that, because I'm going to tell y'all something. Do y'all remember in the 2000s to where niggas was like, hey, man, we got to watch out for the Chinese because the Chinese are going into Africa and they're doing this. They're telling niggas that they got to speak Cantonese or whatever the fuck. Remember niggas used to say that? I remember listening to a few of those joints from Dr. Umar Johnson. That nigga got his marching orders from the goddamn white supremacists. Bro, everybody think China is doing something wrong until you actually look into China and figure out what the fuck they're doing. China does not have the goddamn history of colonialism, settler colonialism, fucking over people, extracting wealth. They don't have that history of them doing that. But just check this out really quick, because this brother says something that I thought was so pertinent. I was like, wow, I don't even think that the average nigga even thought about this. Maybe so, but I didn't pick it up until he said it, and I was like, wow, that's dope.
Worried about, for example, China and Russia and how they are destabilizing Africa. And we saw during the and this is from an aspire.
Yo, look at that, bro. Look at that shit. China, Russia, terrorist networks destabilizing Africa. But once you pull back the fucking curtain and you actually look at who's destabilizing Africa, it's the same cast of fucking characters. It's the same cast of characters. It's France. It's the motherfucking UK. It's the United States. They're doing the same thing, trying to pillage this fucking continent for everything that they have. It's the same ones. But since China and Russia are now allies to a lot of countries in Africa, now look at the piece. Now the piece is saying that China and Russia are actually destabilizing Africa. This is what they're saying. But the moment that Ibrahim Traore says, man, fuck what these goddamn French niggas is doing, we got to get them up out of here. Now all of a sudden, and they strike a deal with the Russians. Now, oh, it's the Russians that are destabilizing Africa. For the past 2 months, do you know that in motherfucking France, they've been having rolling blackouts? You may ask yourself, why is a Western country like France having rolling blackouts? You want to know why? It's because they are not getting the materials that they used to get carte blanche from the west of Africa, the shit that they controlled for so long. So it's not only Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore has started a movement to get these motherfuckers not only out of Burkina Faso, but he's also started to get the motherfuckers out of the whole Sahel region, which the French once owned. I'm telling you, bruh. These motherfuckers never had blackouts, but now they have it. Now they have these things. Now they're facing these things. Why? It's because they can't pillage these people. But hold on, just watch.
We saw during the and this is from an aspiring speaking to the U.S. Armed Services Committee, Lieutenant General Dag Van Anderson, who has hopes of becoming the next commander in chief or chief of the U.S. Africa Command. But they're always complaining about China and Russia's influence in Africa. And when Ibrahim Traore came into leadership, as well as leaders in Mali and other parts of the Sahel, that was what we heard here in the United States, was that China and Africa, they are taking over. They have deep relations with these leaders. So what's your assessment of what's been happening in this region and why it's significant?
Bro, this brother is about to kill it. Pay the fuck attention, bro. He's locked in. He knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Oh, sorry, you're muted. Hold on.
So the major thing that has been happening in the Sahel over the past 3 to 4 years, as compared to over the past 3 to 4 decades, is that for the first time, roads are getting built, schools are getting built, residential developments are getting built. People's
roads are getting built, schools are getting built. You know what that means? That means that these European motherfuckers have to suffer. Because of roads are being built in the Sahel, because schools are being built in the Sahel region, that means that these motherfucking Europeans, they gotta suffer, which they never had this problem before. But now they have to suffer. It's because Ibrahim Traore is saying, fuck that. We need our shit back. But let's go.
lives materially are getting better. Agricultural technology is being developed and it's being popularized across the rural areas. So a large part of that obviously is, as you said, due to Chinese influence. But for me, the biggest story here is that for these countries, in some cases, for the first time since their supposed independence in the 1960s, they're being led by people who are what you could describe as nationalists or sovereignists, which, in the case of Niger, that has never happened before. This is the first time they're ever having.
So when he says that they're being led by nationalists, what he's trying to tell you is that there is a resemblance of Thomas Sankara and communism that's fucking going on. To where they're keeping their resources to themselves and they're not allowing outside populations to take them, because the deals that they made, Russia isn't taking everything from them. China isn't taking everything from them. But let's go.
Such an experiment. And what that is doing, not just in the Sahel, but across Africa, is it's sort of holding up a mirror in front of the rest of the continent. Bear in mind, this is the continent that statistically has the world's youngest population, right? So statistically, I think the media.
Pay attention. Pay very attention to this, because this is what I did not know. They have the youngest population. Now, if you know anything about economics, and I don't even think you have to know anything about economics, I think you just have to have lived experience on Earth to understand of what a young population can do for a country. Listen.
Median age across Africa is something like 18.9. And depending on which country you are, like in a country like Niger, for example, the median age is 16.
The median age in Niger is 16. This is why when you go to Burkina Faso and you see Ibrahim Traore, he's only 34, 35. There's no 80-year-old motherfuckers like Donald Trump that's ruling the nation. There's not this cabinet of 70, 80-year-old motherfuckers who are ruling. These motherfuckers is 34, 35, 36. So they're more in tune, not only with the younger people, but with the older people too. So they're right there in that sweet spot. But let's go.
Right, in a country like Angola, the median age is 17.1, This is a continent of
The median age is 17. That means like the average nigga walking around that you'll see if you go to this country is 17 years old, bruh. There's not these old motherfuckers that are sitting back trying to run everything and run it into the ground. And guess what? With these young niggas, you know what you can't do. You can't just put money in their face and say, hey, let's just do this for the country. No, 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 no. We cool on that. We saw our elders fail with this. So they ain't doing that. When you got the young group of people, you have that young spirit to where you willing to go out and do something, and you see that things can be changed. Because like I said in my last video when I was talking about the brother Herman Smalls, nigga, listen, no disrespect, but fuck that old 90-year-old woman. Bitch, I gotta live here for the next motherfucking 50, 60 years. I'm a young nigga. I gotta live here for a long time. I'm not just finna vote for somebody because of some bullshit. Because she felt some kind of goddamn way. Fuck her. She's on her way to fuck up out of here. This is why I say what I say. She's on her way up out of here. I gotta live on this motherfucker for the next 40, 50 years. Let me do something that's gonna make things better for myself and my kids and my motherfucking progeny. Fuck her. She had her time.
very, very young people. And for a lot of the continent, which is led by these sort of tired, old, dictators or, pseudo-democratic people who are like very, very heavily Western aligned, this movement in the Sahel has been the opportunity to sort of compare that, okay, we claim to have these things, these things that the likes of CNN tell us that are nice things that we should want. So the multi-party democratic system, all the bells and whistles and paraphernalia of a supposed electoral democracy, a Freedom of Information Act, bicameral legislature, so-called separation of powers, all of that stuff. And then here come these three guys in the Sahel who have none of those things, who are very unapologetic about it, and who say that our problem is actually not with democracy or having these Western alignments or whatnot. That our problem is actually this other thing that we've been taught to never
Right. What he's saying is our problem is with this other shit that we've never broached. We've never dealt with this other thing. And that other thing is colonialism. We've never dealt with it. We've never dealt with the colonialism. We've never dealt with these other countries that have been pillaging and taken from us. So I say that to say this. And I want him to speak more. But this is what I want to say to black people that's listening to what I'm saying, that's within the sound of my voice here in America. You FBA niggas are going to miss out. You FBA niggas are going to miss out on the change that's happening in fucking Africa because you want to sit here and die in America in a fucking dying kingdom. You niggas are going to miss out on all of this shit. Because right now, you may feel that, oh, man, these African niggas is coming to America, da-da-da. Listen, bro, I'm telling you, these people can go back. You have nowhere the fuck to go to. You have nowhere to go to. America is dying, bro. And a lot of people are so stupid that they don't even see it. America is dying. Listen, FBA niggas, bro, I promise you, bro. We are seeing in front of our eyes. In front of our eyes, we are seeing the change of Africa. It's very small, but it's happening. It's very small. It's baby steps, but it's happening. And the moment that it happens, the last thing you want to be is on the outside looking in when America falls. That's the last thing you want to be. The last thing you want to be. And this is why I go so hard on the stupid nigga Lex Vortex and dumb FBA niggas. Because you willing to sell your goddamn soul for America. Fuck, bro. America is dying. This is a dying empire. Everything about it is dying. It doesn't take an econ 101 class to see it. It's lived experience. Look at the dollar. Look at the dollar. We see things becoming more expensive, and we also see the dollar day by day becoming worth less. So what's going to happen if BRICS ever gets their if they ever get their shit popping? What's going to happen? Half of the world is in BRICS. At this particular point, damn near half of the world is in BRICS. Imagine if they were to ever get their currency popping. It could rival the dollar. It could rival the dollar. You mean the dollar that's already dying? The same shit that you talking about niggas. Well, I could go over here and I could take $100 and get $300 worth of shit. That ain't gonna happen no more. You're gonna take your $100 over there and you're gonna be able to get $50 worth of shit. America is going through the same exact thing that the Roman Empire went through. Same exact thing. Look at all of these white men. They're marrying Chinese and Japanese women. These niggas is getting the fuck out of here, bro. It's rats off of a ship. But why do you think Elon Musk is constantly posting about, well, America, we're not producing enough children? No. He's not talking about black people not producing enough children. He's talking about white people not producing enough children. White people are not producing enough children to replace themselves. So by 2060, they are going to be the minority. And America's only gonna go down from there. It's already going down now. So when you have a population, think about it. The average population in fucking Japan is like 30 fucking years old. The average population in Japan is like 30 years old. You got way too many old people that can't even work anymore. That can't even do the regular shit. The beautiful thing about Niger, the beautiful thing about Burkina Faso is that they have density. These are small countries to where they have so much density to where they can get a lot of shit accomplished in a little bit of motherfucking time because the country is so small. They can turn this motherfucker into goddamn Abu Dhabi tomorrow. You niggas is sitting back playing, but I guarantee you in about 5 years, bro, niggas is gonna be like, yo, where did the time go? How the fuck? How did this shit happen? These same niggas that's running around talking about, oh man, you African poor niggas and you tethers, I guarantee you, this shit is gonna change. It's going to change. And as a FBA, I'm telling you FBA niggas. The Jews, they got dual passports. You as a black person, you better get you a motherfucking dual passport. Get you a goddamn passport for one of these West African countries because they have everything. They have everything that builds a society. When you look at Japan, what did Japan have that was going for itself after World War II? They lost a lot of people, but you know what they did have? They had a lot of young people. But due to their homogeny, they fucked around and got old. They fucked around and got old due to their homogeneous nature. But when you're talking about an African country, shit, what the fuck? Niggas ain't tripping. You got other people around the African continent that are going to goddamn Burkina Faso. So if they do get older, it's not because the native born Burkina Bay are getting fucking older. It's because other people are coming there. I'm telling you. You niggas better pay the fuck attention. Let me play a little bit more.
Consider to be our problem, which is lack of sovereignty, right? And what the past 3 to 4 years is showing is basically the lost 3 or 4 decades of development that have been witnessed since the 70s across Africa, that these things can be bridged in a relatively short space of time. I mean, if you go to the capital of Burkina Faso now, the context here is that for 3, 4 decades, Niger and Burkina Faso were always listed either as the last or the second to the last country in the world in terms of poverty rankings. So some years it's Burkina Faso that's last, some years Niger that's last. They're always in the bottom two. They're just constantly switching places for decades, whenever the IMF puts those numbers out every year. And then now they decide that our problem is that we have this giant parasite called France that is basically sucking.
Once upon a time, for the past 40 years after they got their freedom or whatever, they've just been oscillating. Now they kick out the motherfucking French, they explode. They explode. What's gonna happen when these other fucking African countries see the same shit? And they say, damn, all we gotta do is kick the fucking British out? All we gotta do is kick the British out? And our economy can explode? Yes, it's always been that way. But the problem has always been is settler colonialism. So what they do is they'll put a puppet. But in the case of Burkina Faso, they on some shit like fuck that puppet shit, man. We finna get these niggas out of here, and we about to make a deal with Russia, and we're gonna take all of those resources, and we finna build our country. Fuck what they talking about. We about to build our country. Check it out.
Our economic lifeblood, and we're going to throw them off our back, right? And they do that, and then you realize that since 2023, when the coup in Niger happened, Burkina Faso has been doing double-digit economic growth. So I think they had 11% in 2023. I think they had 10% in 2024. You have Burkina Faso that's consistently doing above the sub-Saharan African average in terms of economic growth ever since Ibrahim Traoré came into power. I think they're roughly 5 point something percent now. I think the average across sub-Saharan Africa is like 3%. And then away from just the numbers, your eyes are seeing the visual evidence. Like, these guys are getting things done. Infrastructure is getting built. People's lives are getting better. Even some of the countries which have had these supposed democracies and all these things for decades, countries that have been taught to think of themselves as superior to the likes of Burkina Faso, like Nigeria, for example, you started having Nigerians leaving Nigeria, going to Burkina Faso in search of a better life.
Hold on. I gotta rewind that just a little bit. My bad. I ran to the bathroom real quick. Let me rewind that just a little bit. My bad, y'all. Just a little bit.
When the coup in Niger happened, Burkina Faso has been doing double-digit economic that have been witnessed since the 70s across Africa. That these things can be bridged in a relatively short space of time. I mean, if you go to the capital of Burkina Faso now, the context here is that for 3, 4 decades, Niger and Burkina Faso were always listed either as the last or the second to the last country in the world in terms of poverty rankings. So some years it's Burkina Faso that's last, some years Niger that's last. They're always in the bottom two. They're just constantly switching places for decades, whenever the IMF puts those numbers out every year. And then now they decide that our problem is that we have this giant parasite called France that is basically sucking our economic lifeblood, and we're going to throw them off our back, right? And they do that, and then you realize that since 2023, when the coup in Niger happened, Burkina Faso has been doing double-digit economic growth.
Did you hear that? Since 2023, when they got rid of the fucking French, they've been doing double-digit economic growth every year. Every year. And see, this is what the stupid FBA, ADOS nigga in America doesn't understand. It's because, see, they can do that. We can't get rid of the white man here in America. There is no, we're just gonna stop. No, no, there's nothing we can do to get rid of the white man on our motherfucking back. We can't get that monkey off our back, but they can, which allows for infinite amount of growth. We can't do that. This is why I say, bruh, the FBA stupid nigga, bruh, we're gonna have so many problems in the future. We're gonna have so many problems in the future. The majority of us are gonna die right here in America, and we're gonna fall with this fucking country. We're gonna fall right here with this fucking country, bruh. If China ever decides to say, "Hey, fuck it, man," to hell with you niggas. We're just gonna turn America into a breeding ground, you know, of niggas that just work all day and supply us. They could literally do this shit right now. They can, bro. They can do it right now. This is why when Donald Trump first came out with the motherfucking with the what's the name, with the tariffs, and then he hit all of these other countries with the tariffs. They couldn't really combat it. China was like, "Oh, really? All right, well, shit, we'll double that shit. Fuck it." And then within 24 hours, Donald Trump cowered out and said, "Hey. We can have tariffs, but not on this, not on that, not on this, not on that, not on this, not on that." That's why he gets the name Taco. That's why people call him Taco now. Stands for Trump always chickens out. That's why they give him the name Taco. Trump always chickens out. Because he ran away from them goddamn tariffs. He said, "Oh man, the tariffs is this, the tariffs is that." But as soon as he put them goddamn tariffs on China, China said, "Okay, well shit. We just won't bring shit to your country, and on top of that, we're gonna put double tariffs on you." Got him the fuck out of there. We need the wares of China. Nigga, that shirt that you bought, that Nike shirt. Listen, this is why Apple moved over their whole shit to where? Where did Apple just change their whole shit to? They said, "Damn, we can't make our cheap shit no more to where we want to sell you these bullshit phones for $1,000 that take $100 to make." What did they change them to? They sent them bitches over to India because in India there were no tariffs. This is capitalism, y'all. This is capitalism. So the CEO of Apple said, "Man, if you're gonna do that, we're just gonna move our whole fucking operations over to goddamn India." And that's where the fuck all of your phones are being made now. It's because of the goddamn tariffs in goddamn China. That's it. But guess what? Guess what they do? They still ship in all of the fucking components, pieces, all of that shit. They still get those components and pieces shipped from China over to India to make them there to bring them over to the US. Because you want to know why? Because it's cheaper to make the iPhone in, listen, it's cheaper to make the iPhone in China. That's true. But it's also cheaper to make the iPhone in India, even if you got to ship all of the fucking parts over to fucking India. I tell niggas all the time, I work for one of these companies, bro. I work for one of these companies that is cheaper, that we make our shit over in China than what it would cost to make it here in America. I work for one of these companies, bro. I can tell you straight up, the company I work for is cheaper to make this shit across seas. Donald Trump said this bullshit. "Oh man, well you know what? When we put these tariffs in, we're gonna start bringing all of these companies back." No, the fuck it's not. No, it's not. All he did was clog the fucking supply chain and force niggas to move their operations to cheaper places. This is capitalism. But the average stupid nigga doesn't understand capitalism. This is why I had a debate on this shit. The company I work for now moved all of that whole fucking shit elsewhere. Why? Because it's still cheaper for them to make their bullshit, their cheap garbage, in other fucking countries than make it here in America. We're gonna bring back all of this shit in America. No, it can't happen. It can't happen. NAFTA destroyed that shit. The North American Free Trade Agreement destroyed that shit. I brought this up in my fucking debate. NAFTA destroyed that shit. But it was all because of neoliberalism, all because of capitalism. So what? They can make more money. And this was the trickle-down economics. So you mean to tell me it's cheaper to make your bullshit over in another country, so why isn't the money trickling down to the people that actually work for you? You know why you don't get any of that shit? Listen, Earth to dummies. I'm going to tell you something that a lot of people don't know. Do you know America is one of the biggest importer of beef? And do you want to know why America? You would look at it and be like, why is America importing beef? What the fuck are you talking about? We ain't got enough cows and what the hell? Why are we importing beef? You want to know why we're importing beef? It's because it's cheaper to grow fucking cows in other countries than it is to grow here. This is why in America you have your biggest proprietor, McDonald's. It's cheaper for them to get their beef abroad than from growers here. A lot of niggas don't know that. It doesn't even take an Econ 101 class. It takes a Google search. It takes a Google search, bro. NAFTA did this shit. NAFTA did it. This is why we don't make shit in America anymore. This is why we don't grow shit in America anymore. I'm trying to tell you, man. Niggas don't see it.
So I think they had 11% in 2023. I think they had 10% in 2024. You have Burkina Faso that's consistently doing above the sub-Saharan African average in terms of economic growth ever since Ibrahim Traoré came into power. I think they
look at that. 11%, 22%. Come on, man. You FBA niggas, bro. You niggas been lied to. You niggas have been sold a bad bill of goods. You've been sold a bad bill of goods. Africa is about to come through. China is already doing it. China is already doing it. And if you have a working relationship, listen, if you have a working relationship between China and Africa, bro, America's fucked, bro. Can you imagine? Because listen to what I just told you. It's cheaper for America to get its beef from other places. It's cheaper, right? Imagine if these other places said, fuck America. We don't want to trade with you anymore. We don't want to trade oil with you anymore. There's only so much fracking you can do. There's only so you know what happens? In America fashion, they start a war. They start a war. This is why nobody turns America down. This is why in the past nobody has ever said, nah, we ain't gonna trade with you no more. Because they know what America is gonna do. If you don't want to give it to us, we're going to take it. But what do you do with a dying empire? With a dying empire. That old lion that used to be able to go out and roar and bite and chew and be able to get what it used to get, and it can't do that anymore. Black man, black woman, this is where the fuck you live at. You don't see it now. Because like the cool nigga says, he sees the white woman jogging. You know what you about to see? You about to see white women jogging, but they ain't gonna be jogging. These bitches are gonna be running for their motherfucking life. They're gonna be running from their. They're gonna be running for their fucking life. You niggas is playing, bro. Keep playing.
Yeah, they are roughly 5 point something percent now. I think the average across sub-Saharan Africa is like 3%. And then away from just the numbers, your eyes are seeing the visual evidence. Like these guys are getting things done. Infrastructure is getting built. People's lives are getting better. Even some of the countries which have had these supposed democracies and all these things for decades, countries that have been taught to think of themselves as superior to the likes of Burkina Faso, like Nigeria, for example, you started having Nigerians leaving Nigeria, going to Burkina Faso in search of a better life. The people are actually voting with their feet. I kind of, if you're not.
Hey G, I'm trying to tell you, bro. This is real, my nigga. This is real, brother. You don't feel comfortable unless you see a white bitch running around with a cane corso. This bitch is finna be running for her life. Cause niggas done ran into the apartment, killed her fiance, and they trying to take what niggas got. I'm telling you, bro, this shit is going down, bro. It may not be 10, it may not be 20, it may not be 30, but I promise you, bro, America is not the America of old, bro. It's just not. You can't just nuke everybody. You can't just nuke everybody and just drop bombs on people and just kill everybody. You can't do that. Even America understands that shit. You can't just kill everybody into submission. Who the fuck is gonna work and pump the oil out? Who's gonna work the fields to bro, listen. If you read Marx, bro, he tells you that capitalism has to fall in on itself. It has to. There is no other way. It has to fall in on itself. Because at a certain point in time, the people who you're using to purchase shit from you, they eventually run out of money. They eventually run out of money. They eventually get to the point to where they can't live anymore. Then what happens? Now they come knocking at the door of your mansion saying, we want in. We want in. That's it, bro. I appreciate the comedian bar, but I ain't even trying to be funny. I'm just keeping it in the buck. That white bitch that's running with a cane corso or a Doberman Shepherd, that bitch finna be running for her life, G. I'm trying to tell you. It's real.
Familiar with the dynamics of the region, it's difficult to understand just how big a deal that is, because growing up, you would hear the term Burkina Faso and it was used almost as a pejorative, as an insult. That people who come from there, the only thing they do is suffer. The only thing the place is known for is poverty. And now, that same place, which just 15, 20 years ago, that's how it existed in the popular West African imagination, has now become a net recipient of West African migration, people looking for a better life. And this has happened in just 3 years of Ibrahim Traore's leadership. So what this is telling the rest of the continent is that clearly all these things we've been hearing for decades about how the reason we're not developed is because we're not democratic enough, or we consistently vote for the wrong leaders, we don't hold our leaders accountable, and we don't do this and we don't do that. These things that these highly paid white people come here and tell us in conferences, it's all nonsense. It's not true. Because clearly, these guys said that this is actually where the problem is. They were thoroughly dismissed. They were called Russian extensions, Russian puppets, all that kind of stuff. But the results are happening, and it's
America spent 2-3 years calling niggas Russian bots. You niggas is bots. This ain't real. This ain't gonna happen. They had a whole campaign. The CIA, FBI spent all this money calling niggas bots. trying to go against the brother Ibrahim Traore. And now look at what's happening. Now look at what's happening. It's just a matter of fact. That's what I'm saying, bro. Do not listen to these goddamn FBA niggas, bro. These niggas are leading you in the wrong path. It feels good now because you feel like you're on top and you're FBA and America. No, bro, you have this false sense of security that is being filled by the proximity of white people. But, bro, that shit is going to evaporate. This shit is not real, bro. That false sense of security that you have, that's being held up by white people, bro. What you think when these white motherfuckers get to losing everything they got? They are going to need a them, and then guess who's gonna be the them again? It's gonna be you niggas, us niggas. But meanwhile, shit. I'm gonna be sitting in Burkina Faso sipping a motherfucking Mai Tai, watching the fucking world burn. Like, see? Look at these stupid niggas. I just want to be the nigga that's stamping denied on niggas' passports. That's all the fuck I want to do. I just want to be the nigga that sit back, that just stamp denied on passports. That's it. Lex Vortex, hold on. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. 1 second. I just want to be the nigga that's stamping shit on niggas' passports. So when you get niggas like Lex Vortex that's trying to come over, I just want to stamp and put
denied.
Yvette Carnell, when she's trying to escape all of the bullshit, I just want to stamp
denied.
All of you ADOS niggas, we can look at your Facebook, Instagram, and you was talking shit about African niggas. I just want to stamp
denied.
Every single motherfucking time. I just want to be that person. I would die a happy man as long as the rest of my life for, let's say, 20 to 30 niggas a day. I just want to stamp
denied
on your motherfucking passport. That's all I want to do. I just want to stamp
denied
on your motherfucking passport to send you the fuck back. That's all I want to do. Send you the fuck back. Take your black ass back to that dying empire because you know it's fucked. You know that there's nothing else left for you. I want to see what your face look like when you look at me, I look at you, you look back at me, and I just stamp
denied.
I just want to see your face. You was talking all of that shit, and then I ain't even got to do nothing after that. Well, according to your Facebook post, you had a lot of terrible things to say about Africa. How do you feel now? Well, see, that's something that I said when I was a little bit younger, but see where I'm at right
denied.
now? Fuck out my face. Well, so what do you think about what's going on now? Because there's a lot of turmoil that's going on in the United States, but now you want to come over here. You know, you had a lot of terrible things to say. What do you say about
denied?
Get the fuck out of here. We cool, bro. If you wasn't fucking with African niggas then we have to ask you, why are you not fucking with them? Well, see, really what happened was
denied.
Well, see, hold on. You're kind of taking that out of context because
denied.
No, see, listen. I fully respect Ibrahim Traore.
Denied.
Listen, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I fucked up. I really messed up. I didn't expect for this to happen. Oh, you one of them niggas that thought you was just gonna come over here and just be honest. And I was just gonna get you up in here. Man, listen, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would suck your
Denied.
for a cheeseburger. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, you bitch ass nigga. Get out of here, bitch. You're cooked. There's nothing left for you. Well, see, I'm really gonna tell you because what was going on during the time, there was a lot of hatred that was going on with a lot of the continental.
Denied.
Hey, you a bitch ass nigga, and I'm finna tell you why.
Denied.
See, it's niggas like you.
Denied.
Bro, you need to step outside and come see me, bro, because this niggas like you, I really want to
Denied.
Bro, niggas is finna have all of the excuses in the world. They're about to have all the excuses in the world. Well, see, had I known that, America was gonna be in a place that I was gonna be in, maybe I wouldn't have.
Denied.
The fuck out of here, goofy. Well, see, hold on, brother. See, what you cannot do is try to make me and what I was talking about on IG that I'm the same person.
Denied.
Yeah, you a bitch ass
Denied.
nigga. Man, you cooch ass
nigga.
Denied. That's all I want to do. I just want to stamp
Denied.
on niggas' passports when they come through. When they see all of the man-made beaches and they see all of the beautiful women and everybody chilling, and then all of the niggas in America is suffering, can't pay their motherfucking rent. Shit is just crazy as fuck. Niggas is gonna be on some shit. Well, shit, I'm just gonna go to Ghana because, I did my DNA.
Denied.
Nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. You wasn't fucking with it then. Why you trying to fuck with it now? Get your bitch ass out of here, nigga. I'm telling you, bro. These niggas is wild with it. We definitely gonna get these niggas the fuck out of here.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
We gotta get them out of there, bro. Because this is what they're gonna do. Their first thing is gonna be, damn, let me run over to Africa and hopefully I can try to fit in because I kind of look like a.
Denied.
No, the fuck you don't, nigga. You a fish out of water, nigga. You's a coon. Well, hold on. Let me just be honest. Hold on. Don't hit the deny button real quick. I know my wife is white.
Denied.
Man, listen, man. I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna come with my honesty. My kids are mixed. I love my kids, and if I gotta suffer the same fate with my kids and live in America while this shit is getting and being bombed to death, then I'm just gonna have to.
Denied.
Shut the fuck up, nigga. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? See, back in the day, see, you niggas is really fucking up with a nigga like me. Because I know about economics.
Denied.
Listen, on some real shit, I used to date an African woman back in
Denied.
Yo. That's all I want to do to these niggas, bro. That's it. I don't want to do nothing more but hit them with the.
Denied.
That's all I want to do, bro. Because I guarantee you, bro, in about like 10, 15 years, bro, if you still living in America, you are fucked. Look how bad it is now. Look how bad it is to live in America now. And you think like shit is gonna magically get fucking better? It's just gonna magically get fucking better. La 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 la. Things are gonna get better. Maybe I'll join the conscious community, or You know, what the fuck is you talking about, bro? It only gets worse from here. It does not get better. It doesn't get better. It just doesn't. It doesn't get fucking better, bro. It doesn't, man. America has given you niggas this shit, you know.
You ever
A lot of stupid African niggas done brought they dumb ass over here thinking that they can, you know, make a better life for themselves. And that's all the fuck they were trying to do. But you bitch ass niggas was over here on some.
Shut up, bitch!
Yeah, well, guess what? You was really on that. Well, guess what's gonna fucking happen to you when you come over there? Niggas about to hit you with the
denied?
You gonna be on some shit like
Really, nigga?
they gonna be like, yeah.
Bye.
They gonna be like, yeah. Yeah, all of that, nigga. And some motherfucking more of it. And some motherfucking more of it. And some motherfucking more of it. But I wanna play a piece of this before I get the fuck on up out of here. Because this dude he hits it right on the motherfucking head. Right on the head, bro. He gets it. He totally gets it.
Look around and think, I'm too young to feel this dead inside, or I'm too old to be this unsure of who I am. Like you were promised self-actualization, but you found out it's less.
Now, I'm going to be honest. There could be black dudes that come over, they definitely going to get hit with the
denied.
But see, white people like this, I'm going to be 100% honest. I will look up and down their application, and I got to be real. I will look up and down his application. I will look at him, and I'll still hit him with the
denied.
Nah, I'm just joking. But check this out though. This white dude actually fucking gets it. And I'm telling you. As much as people want to look at a white woman jogging to say that that's their idea of that's a community to move into, I'm gonna tell you right now, when white people start to get frustrated and they're being fucked over, you really need to start listening. Because black people, all the fuck we know pretty much is struggle. We've been fucked for a long time. But when white people start being fucked like black people, something in the milk ain't clean, my nigga. I'm just gonna keep it honest with you.
Finding yourself in Bali and more arguing with a customer service chatbot about a missing blender. Or you accidentally fast forwarded to the part of your life where you're supposed to be reflecting on a failed marriage and making peace with the fact that you peaked during a company trivia night in 2017.
Hold on, let me drop the link customarily so I can let you guys find where to see this man. His channel is called The Functional Melancholic. Bro, listen, thank me fucking later. Please thank me later. For everybody that go and subscribe to his channel, thank me fucking later, bro.
But you're not 50. You're 28. Or 19. Or 43. Or 67 and more emotionally stable than your grandkids. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is that the midlife crisis isn't age restricted anymore. It's gone airborne. We're all having one now. And I don't think it's because of some dramatic personal failure, though we all have our share of those to some degree. I think it's because the entire system is having one. Now, look, You're not unraveling because you drank gas station coffee or haven't done laundry in 3 weeks. You're probably spiraling because you live in a dying empire built on Wi-Fi and an increasingly delusional idea of infinite progress. I'd say at this point, the world is standing in the break room of a third shift warehouse, microwaving last night's spaghetti in warped Tupperware, trying to ignore the flickering light overhead and the fact that nobody's been paid overtime in months. And we're just supposed to clock in like everything's fine. All right, so back in the day, a midlife crisis used to be simple. You'd
listen very careful, because he's about to tell you what a midlife crisis was for white people. He doesn't say for white people, but he's about to tell you what a midlife crisis used to be for white people. I want you to pay very close attention.
A midlife crisis used to be simple. You'd buy a new motorcycle or a red sports car and maybe have a tantric connection with a yoga instructor named Moonblossom. But somewhere around age 45, you realized you weren't special, and you tried to fix it with leather seats and a gym membership, which, of course, you never fulfilled. And now you hit 25, and you realize the planet's on fire, democracy is rotting from the inside out, and your job description might be replaced by an AI trained on Reddit posts and Pinterest quotes. And you're supposed to just breathe your way through it. Maybe drink some mushroom tea, buy a vision board, I don't know, manifest stability in a collapsing economy. So I had my first midlife crisis at age 24.
So listen, he's telling you, see, these are not the things that black people have the ability to do. We don't get the ability to have our first midlife crisis. We don't get the ability to have our second midlife crisis. This dude is telling you that he had his first midlife crisis. Matter of fact, when is the last time that you've heard your uncle or your granddaddy said some stupid shit about having a fucking midlife crisis? This is not something that black people go through. Nigga, we call it life. We call it life. But he's telling you he had his first first midlife crisis. So when this shit is going on with white people and they're having multiple midlife crises, nigga, you better fucking pay attention. It's the canary in the fucking coal mine.
I was busy hustling in depraved conditions, believing I was going to hit the big time, and was stubbornly grinding away in poverty.
That's keyword for I was working 50 to 60 hours a week, hoping that I would be selected to be a junior partner at a firm or whatever the fuck, and it didn't happen. And then I realized that, oh, I'm fucked. I'm kind of like, sort of like, similar to one of the blacks. I'm similar to them. So this is a white person telling you, hey, man, shit is getting fucked up. Things are getting bad for white people like me. He won't tell you that shit is fucked up for blacks because he doesn't know what it is to be black. But he's telling other white people, hey, yo, I've had 2 or 3 of these motherfucking midlife crises, and the first one happened when I was 25. He's telling you this is when he noticed the system was fucked up. For black people, we start to figure this shit out about like 18 or 19. The first time that just slammed on the fucking hood of a hot ass cop car or whatever the fuck. This is when we start to figure it out. Like, shit is a little fucked up, but we're gonna try to still navigate our way through it. They call it a midlife crisis. We look at it as Tuesday. They look at it as a midlife crisis.
Believing it was all going to pay off if I just believed hard enough. But every morning felt like hitting snooze on a life I was never really going to escape from. I wasn't exactly suicidal. I was just ambiently doomed.
Listen, man, I really like this guy, but the suicidal ideations that he has, black people, we're not afforded that shit, bro. We're not afforded it. We don't get to sit back and have these suicidal ideations to, should I end it all or should I just keep going? We don't have that fucking. We don't have the ability to do that. We just wake up the next fucking morning and just keep fucking going. But this is how white people think. This is the mind, and this is why I love watching this channel because it shows you how white people actually think about life. It shows you. So when I say certain things like, yo, these motherfuckers are willing to risk it all. They're willing to risk it all for their progeny. And then you look at the stupid motherfucking nigga who wants to talk about church or stupid shit in the Bible all goddamn day. We don't stand a chance against these people, bro. This dude has suicidal ideation, which means what? He's willing to take out every bitch and a mammy around him. He's willing to take out every bitch and a mammy. A nigga? No. Give a stupid nigga the newest iPhone or whatever the fuck, he'll be alright. Give him a flat screen or whatever, or PlayStation 5, he'll be alright. This is the difference. This dude, white motherfuckers, they would sit back and do it introspective. They would do it introspective and be like, is this shit really even worth being around for? Is it really worth being around for? They do introspectives like that. What we do is, damn, how can I get over on this nigga? This is the stupid shit we think about.
It was as if I was on a plane I couldn't get off of, and instead of crashing, it just circled endlessly above a flaming landfill, handing out stale, complimentary peanuts and platitudes.
So he just equated his life to being on a plane he couldn't get off of that niggas was passing around peanuts and platitudes. And all he had to do was storm the cockpit to just end the shit. We don't look at it like that. We look at it like, oh, peanuts and platitudes? Cool. I can fly this shit all day. Can I watch Soul Plane while I'm on here? Can I sit back and be cool and just chill? This is how the fuck we think about shit. We don't look at shit like this is a meaningless fucking existence. We don't look at life as a fucking meaningless existence. We just want to have it, even if it is meaningless. We just want to have it. white people look at shit like, how much of this can I actually fucking take? How much of this can I take before I just storm the cockpit and just get it the fuck over with and just fuck it. Niggas look at it like, oh shit, hey, you got any more of those peanuts? Them shits was good. Yeah, hey, them shits was good. Hey, give me some more of them peanuts. And we're willing to take the fucking useless, pointless fucking platitudes.
I think you get the idea.
Yes, we do.
But this isn't just an individual issue. This is global. It's systemic, and I'd say generational. We are...
The stupid nigga, we're not going to say it's systemic. We're going to say, oh, it's systematic. The stupid nigga is going to say, oh, it's systematic. We can get over it. It's not systemic. It's not generational. It's systematic. And we can just get over this shit. This is the stupid nigga for you. Hey, don't be mad at me for pointing it out. Be mad at yourself for agreeing with the shit and continuing to be the way that you
are, all of us, experiencing a metaphysical identity crisis while the operating system of modern life short circuits in real time. Our institutions are failing, our leadership is senile and bought, our economy is less free market and more Hunger Games with venture capital. And we're not really citizens anymore. We are more like data sets with varying degrees of depression.
When is the last time that you've heard a nigga explain life in America that way? That we're just data fucking sets. We're just data sets on a fucking spreadsheet. The average nigga doesn't look at life like that. Because the average nigga is willing to sell you bullshit to get to Wednesday. And then another nigga will sell you some shit to get to Thursday. And another stupid nigga will give you some pills or whatever the fuck so you can get to the weekend. Then you can shake your funky ass just so you can do it all over again. This white motherfucker's on some shit like, yo, bro, this ain't it. This is not it. It can't be it. This is not what the fuck my ancestors was doing. He understands it. He totally fucking gets it.
I believe the American dream has been quietly euthanized, and nobody even sent flowers. You know, we were promised a ladder. Climate, they said. Rung by rung, school, job, mortgage, marriage, kids, treadmill desk. There'd be meaning at the top, they said. A 401k, maybe some spiritual enlightenment.
As a white person, he's telling you the bullshit that white people were promised. But the problem is, black people, we were never promised shit. That's why we are okay with what the fuck, whatever tomorrow brings, we're okay with it. And we'll deal with that tomorrow. White motherfuckers are looking at this shit like, bro, we were promised a 401k. We were promised to go into our old age and everything would be cool. But what the fuck is this? What is this shit? My parents, their parents got to age gracefully, but I don't even own a home and I'm 35. What the fuck is going on? White people got a problem with this shit. The average nigga? Please. They're so fucking used to living in goddamn apartments, they become one. They become one.
Between meditation and tax season. Instead, we woke up in a malfunctioning theme park where the mascots are tech bros launching penis-shaped rockets, and the ride operators are burnout therapists on SSRIs. Henry Rollins once said, "America isn't a place you live, it's a video game you survive."
God damn. Damn.
But I don't think we're malfunctioning. I think we're quite lucid, actually.
Well, that's the worst fucking part, is that we're actually lucid in this so-called bullshit American dream. You know the worst part about lucid dreaming, if you ever had a lucid dream, is that you actually feel like this shit is real life. Because in a regular dream, you could just wake the fuck up. But when you're lucid dreaming, you don't feel that you can wake up from this shit. You feel like it's real life. When you're lucid dreaming, it's like, yo, this is real life. And everything that happens or happens after that, you feel like it's real life until you wake up. But for most cases, for people, if you've ever had a lucid dream, yo, those are the worst fucking dreams. Because you'll wake up grabbing shit next to you, like, oh shit. Oh, thank God that's not real. But you still wake up in your fucking 2-bedroom apartment and shit is still the fucking same. Still the same. You may start off your dream fucking Tyra Banks, but you wake up and it's fucking Grace Jones. You know, and some other shit is happening that you can't control. That's the problem with lucid dreaming.
We are a reasonably sensitive mammal trapped in a fever dream of collapsing institutions and melting glaciers, all while doing the infinite scroll. And yeah, maybe it's not anxiety. It's just what awareness feels like when the illusion wears off and all that's left is your slightly over-caffeinated body slumped on an IKEA couch, blinking at the void like it might send a push notification with instructions. So here we are, folks. We're stuck in this strange collective psychic haze. Like we all wandered into someone else's midlife crisis and forgot to leave. And it doesn't matter if you're 19 or 59, divorced, or still living in your childhood bedroom, you're probably feeling it. That dull ache behind your eyes that says, none of this is really working, is it? And no, it's not a glitch in your personal development. It's not that you miss some 10 habits of highly effective people checklists. It's that the world you were supposed to inherit doesn't exist anymore. Because that script...
But for black people, this shit never existed. For black people, this shit never existed. For black people, this shit was just a fleeting thing that we could never actually attain. It was this fleeting thing that we could never actually attain. Because your mother, your father, your parents, they never told you that, hey, there's certain things that you're never going to be able to do in life. They never told you that. So for the first 15, 20 years of your adult life, you were itching, you were fighting, you were clawing for these things. But then you find yourself 35, 36 years old, and none of these things have become a realization for you. So you know what you're stuck with? You're stuck with this fucked up ass feeling that you shouldn't have to feel. that you were a failure, but you weren't a failure. You followed the path. Well, no, you didn't choose to become a lawyer. You didn't choose to become a dentist. You didn't choose to become a doctor, but you still worked your ass off. But you still aren't afforded any of these things. And this is what white people are seeing. White people are seeing these same things that black people have seen for so long. It wasn't a problem before, but now it's a problem. Pay attention to the canary in the coal mine.
Script got shredded. Sorry. You know, adulthood used to mean something. You got a job, you bought a house, and you raised kids that hated you in new and exciting ways. But in the 21st century, adulthood seems like a blurry sideshow of broken milestones and shifting expectations.
Adulthood is that fucked up episode of Friends. It's that fucked up episode of The Simpsons that you didn't pay a lot of attention to, but it was there. But now that you're in it, you're like, holy shit. That's what adulthood is. In 2025, adulthood is that episode of Friends. It's that episode of Martin that you saw. You're like, fuck, damn, I'm right here. That's what adulthood is in America in 2025. It's that episode of Friends. It's that episode of Martin. It's that episode of The Simpsons where you like, holy shit, I'm right here. I'm now in this same situation that they were in, but the only difference is the show doesn't end after 35 minutes. The show doesn't end. I can't just start a new season. I have to deal with this bullshit. Remember the episode when Martin and them was trying to go to the Michael Jackson concert and they caught a flat tire and they had to go um Martin and Gina went to the fucking payphone and they was trying to call Cole and them to come help them out to fix their motherfucking tire. Then the nigga Jerome jumped out of nowhere. The nigga Jerome, Rome in the house. Nigga, no. Jerome doesn't pop the fuck up and fix your tire. You're fucked. It's that episode, only that it doesn't end the way how you thought it would. No, hold on. Was it Michael Jackson or was it Mariah Carey? I forget what it was, but it was that episode of Martin to where they went to go. I thought it was Michael Jackson, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was Mariah Carey. But it could have been Michael Jackson. But you get the point.
You can't really afford a house or kids anymore. And that's if you even want to bring kids into this world in the first place. You can't afford a good therapist, but you can subscribe to a wellness app that tells you everything is fine in Morgan Freeman's voice. This is a world where nothing solid stays long enough to build on. No stable jobs or shared values, no real community, just rotating vibes and bills.
And these are facts. These are facts because when you in, college or are of college age, you have a bunch of people that are going through shit, so you just kind of look at it as, well, I'm just young and this is just kind of what it is. I'm going to go through these trials and tribulations. And don't be a motherfucker like me who don't have parents that you can lean on. Fuck no. There is no home to go to. There is no home to go to. There isn't a mother and father who give a fuck about you. Nigga, no. That doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And it doesn't exist for so many people, but a lot of us, you know, we treat it like whatever. We treat it like whatever. For the majority of black people, uh, especially women, they kick their daughters out, 16, 17, whatever, kick them the fuck out of the house. And they gotta figure this whole shit out on their own. Within that time frame, 60% of these goddamn girls go homeless. Now they fucking and sucking just for a place to lay their head. How do I know this? Trust me, I know it. It's real. But we want to sit back and act like, hey, well, this is, whatever. Nah, bro. But maybe this is only happening to black people. No. The white people go through the same shit. It's just that you don't fuck with white people on a daily basis. So you don't know what these white people do. These white motherfuckers, they'll fucking suck just to have somewhere to where they can, you know, lay their head. That's why when you see like white girls and shit like that, they a lot of them they'll go through their black phase to where they'll deal with black dudes, and a lot of them they'll deal with black dudes is because these dudes is giving them somewhere to lay their motherfucking head. Don't ask me how I know this. It's just true. Once they once they find them one good white guy and they can, you know, make something happen with, they'll say fuck the rap music. They'll say fuck all of that shit. I'm sticking with this motherfucker. I'm sticking with him. I know for a fact I can go to work every day. He's gonna go to work every day. I gotta listen to country music or whatever the fuck. I'm willing to do it. Fuck it. As long as I ain't gotta be out on them streets. That happens to a lot of women. A lot of women. Not just white women, not just black women. A lot of women, bro. Once they figure out how life actually works, man, they don't wanna they don't wanna do that shit alone, bro. They don't wanna do it alone. They do not want to do it alone. And this is why you have to give respect to single mothers, man. You have to give respect to them because those are the women who, ultimately said, I'm not finna take the beatings. I'm not gonna take the disrespect. I'm not gonna take this. I'm not gonna take that. Don't get me wrong. Some of these hoes ain't worth a motherfucking a shit can. But there are a lot of them that, mistreated.
Okay. So, philosopher Mark Fisher, who definitely would have chain smoked through this whole video, wrote that it's easier to imagine the end of the world than the end of capitalism. And he called it capitalist realism, the inability to imagine any other alternative. And that's what this collective midlife crisis really is. It's the psychic weight of realizing that the future has been foreclosed. There's no retirement or American dream anymore. There's no upward mobility anymore. Just something like...
He said something that was very profound. I want to ask this question. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Out of the 11 people that's watching, I'm going to put this as a question, as a post tomorrow, but you guys can pontificate it can pontificate about it tonight. How old were you when you realized that the American dream was bullshit? If you want to tell me in the chat, you can. But that is a question that I'm gonna pose and uh, post tomorrow. How old were you when you realized that the American dream was bullshit, that it was all fake, that you were lied to by your parents? Because all of our parents lied to us. They all gave us the same spiel. Uh, Make sure you go to school, telling us that shit that you did from first to 12th grade actually meant anything. When in actuality, it fucking doesn't. Nothing that you do in school actually means any fucking thing. It actually doesn't. So, how old were you when you realized that the American dream, that it may be difficult for uh, Gen Z, maybe, because they weren't really filled with that shit, but Gen X, millennials, man, we were filled with that shit. The American dream, the American dream, the American dream. Like, it took us to get into our 20s to realize that there was an issue with it. But when we got to our 30s, we knew it was bullshit. We knew it was bullshit, you know? So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. But I did want to ask that question, which I will ask tomorrow in the form of a post. How old were you when you realized that the American dream was bullshit? It was just bullshit, you know? But with that being said, it's already 4:19. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had to come back with this show. I'm gonna private it and I'll premiere it later, but I had to talk about this because it was most certainly on my mind. So with that being said.